Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Sammy United People's TV. Welcome to another show. Welcome to the day where United take advantage of an opportunity. Maybe. Maybe not. But we bloody got one. Kind of the same sort of conversation we had before the Everton game. Like almost a carbon copy, really. In a good way. We're going to speak about the West Ham game tonight. We'll speak about the starting 11, the team news, the double injury concern, who whispers and reports are suggesting it might be. We'll also speak about Amorim's comments on Yoro, on Cunha. We'll have the next edition of the quiz. Come on. And yeah, we'll preview the game. You can let me know what you're thinking. Yeah, I'm trying not to jinx it and all that jazz, right? Who's here from the mods and the members? Let me say hello to everybody and get on with today's show. Gungshi, good morning to you. Steph, you're there as well. And Maddie. Big up to Maddie and Alex who are helping with the quizzes a lot. And also with the getting the prizes to you. So the three winners so far, Sam, Osman, Big L. Come on. Round of applause for me. I'll get those sent out to you. We're going to get some collections and stuff like that. So they will arrive, I promise you. JC, good morning to you. We've got Rex, we've got John, we've got Susan Beckett. We've got some non-members too. Cameron Clarkson, Steve-O. We've got Arush, Poz, Siraj and Doogie. Michael, you're saying United won't miss an opportunity tonight. I can feel it. Spidey senses are tingling. Right? I hope so. Now, I want to say a quick random shout out at the start of this show. Because sometimes I receive emails from subscribers. Like asking for, I don't know, like little video messages or messages. And Hayley. I want to say a big shout out to Hayley. Who I think they'll be watching out in New Zealand right now. She reached out to me a while ago, just on the off chance, to send like a birthday message to her partner, Cameron. So I sent one, and then waited a while, and then got a little message back. And I asked them, I said, is it right if I use the phone? And they said, yeah, it's fine. So I hope you're watching, guys, out in New Zealand. And honestly, it's awesome to hear from people all around the world. Like, Hayley was like, oh, it doesn't matter how much you want to charge for it. I was like, I'm not going to charge you, man. I'm not like a Z-list celebrity that uses, like, what's it called? I can't remember what it is. I mean, I did it for Barry, didn't I? I paid like 50 quid to get that message from Barry. Not quite there yet, people. Maybe I will at some point. But yeah, if you ever, I'm not saying this to get a bloody influx of it, but sometimes I do send them. So there you go. There's Cameron watching. See, I told you to be in the chat. That's cool, isn't it? It's just nice to hear from people who watch all around the world, even New Zealand, even at midnight. It's class. Cameo, that's what it is. I'll say that for my OnlyFans at some point. I'm not going to go on OnlyFans. FYI. Only Sam's, all right? Let's talk about the actual football, though, right? More dropped points. Like Pete, you're saying it's an opportunity to get right up there. It is. I'll speak about where the table is. If you missed the results last night, I don't know how you would have missed them, but Liverpool, mate, when Isidore went through, that kick from Rolfs right at the end, that would have been the assist of the season. Liverpool were crap. They were. They were lucky to get a draw. Verts got... No, he didn't. It was an own goal. But Liverpool dropped another 2 points. Leeds played Chelsea at home. You're back... No, never mind. Leeds absolutely spanked them. Awful mistake from, I think it was Tosin, a defence to give them the third. But 3-1 win for Leeds. Chelsea dropped 3 points. Brighton play Villa. Both teams above us in the table right now. Mad game, this one. Villa win 4-3. And a little random side note. You know how we've watched, we've been linked with Baleba, Wharton and Anderson. And we watched all three of them in their sort of auditions against United. João Gomez has been linked with United. Are we going to get to watch his audition? No, we're not, because he's banned. Picked up a yellow card for Wolves. He's now going to be missing the game against us on Monday. Just thought I'd let you know that. But, so this game week, we've had... Who was it that dropped points yesterday? Bournemouth lost. Newcastle drew with Spurs. Now, Brighton have lost. Chelsea have lost. Liverpool have dropped another 2 points. Like, bloody hell. Like, if we win, we go joint fourth. Yeah. Joint fourth. Mate. This season really is... honestly, I think if these sorts of results that have happened this game week, and maybe last game week, one before, when we had the Everton opportunity, it felt like opportunities like that would come around like maybe not once or twice a season, but not often in a season. It feels like this season, every single week, there's going to be some results. We go, bloody hell, there's an opportunity there. There's an opportunity there. Like, we didn't use that motivation. Like, someone down there saying it's motivation. We didn't use that motivation against Everton at all. But lucky for United, we have been handed the same opportunity. And this time in a game where I would say I'm more confident than I was against Everton. I was confident going into the Everton game, but I knew they had dangers with Ndiaye and Grealish, and if they wanted to hit us, they could probably attack with some real purpose. I look at this West Ham team, and this is where you have to balance being arrogant. I said not arrogant. Being confident without being arrogant. Confident without leading to complacency. Like this West Ham team. Mate, they are so whiffy. They really are. Did they even have a shot on target against Liverpool? I don't particularly know. And this is against a Liverpool team which are really struggling right now. And Paqueta's out of the game. Bowman is their danger man. If Somerville was playing maybe on that left-hand side, they'd have more threat. But West Ham are going to have threat from the set pieces. And I'm not sure they're going to have too much else. Right? This is more of an opportunity than the Everton game was. In a game week where so many other teams have bloody dropped points again. Like, we'll run through the starting 11. I did it yesterday, but I'll run through it because there may be some injury concerns, and I'll run through those now. Let me see what you're saying down here. Daniel, you're saying United's biggest failure is when we have an opportunity to move multiple positions if we win. Look at Everton. We could have jumped 4 positions and we bottled it. Mate, that Everton game really, really stung. The fact that we followed that up. Look, if you were told going into the Everton and Crystal Palace games that United were going to come out of those with 3 points, you'd be like, all right, well, so we're going to beat Everton at home and, oh yeah, surprise, surprise, we lost again away at Crystal Palace. That wouldn't really surprise you too much, that we got 3 points in those 2 games. What surprised us is it was actually the flip reverse. Should have beaten Everton and lost to Crystal Palace. So we missed out on the opportunity. They can't do that. They can do that tonight. Who am I bloody kidding? Of course they can do it tonight. But I don't know how you approach that as Ruben Amorim. Like, just do the bloody, just get your job done. Seriously, get your job done. Right, let's move on to the actual team news and quite a few conversations and talking points ahead of the game tonight. And this is definitely the biggest one. Ruben Amorim being a little bit cryptic, which I don't think is a bad thing, by the way. Don't lay all your cards out on the table. Right now, he said that we've got 2 doubts for the game and it will change the way that we're going to approach it. Let's see if they can play. And the rest of the squad is good. Cunha is back. Right, we'll speak about the injuries and we'll speak about Cunha. Who are your guesses? I'm seeing suggestions that it's Bruno and Xerxes, I think, as the 2 injury concerns. And of course, we saw that at the end of the Crystal Palace game. Now, I'm pretty sure that Ruben Amorim was asked about that after the game and said, no, he's all right. He got a kick. I think he said, we would prefer it if Bruno's communication with the bench was a little bit better, sort of telling us what happened. So it might be Bruno, but bloody hell, Bruno doesn't really miss much. Who are the 2 games you think? Who are the 2 players you think? Someone down there saying it's probably Bruno and Shaw. And Wolfbane, you're saying Xerxes and Bruno make sense, i.e. changing our approach. Rob saying Shaw. It'd be quite funny if I said that after praising Luke Shaw. But who are the 2 players that would genuinely change our approach? I might go on the right-hand side. Right. Mbeumo, I haven't seen anything to suggest that Mbeumo's got any injury concerns. Haven't seen anything from Ahmad to suggest otherwise. It won't be Martinez, because how would that change the way we're going to approach when he hasn't started? We'll find out, I suppose. It could be Bruno, and if it is Bruno, does that give an opportunity to Cobby? Because it absolutely should, if it is Bruno. Right? Amorim was asked about Cobby here. He goes, look, we will see. You could talk about Cobby, talk about Ugarte. He's not playing. Xerxes is playing because of injuries. Football's like that. You need to be ready when the opportunity comes. Look, Ruben Amorim has not followed through on his comments that I think he said he loves Mainoo, and there will be, I don't know if he actually said there will be game time for him. What did he say exactly? Like he's an important part of the squad. Cobby's, because of Bruno's resilience, has simply just not played. Could be an opportunity tonight. Tech Clomy's saying, I hope it's not Bruno. I hope it's not Bruno. Like Bruno, I know that Bruno's... I don't think Bruno's been incredibly effective from that central midfield position for a while now. But he came up with the numbers, not the numbers, but he delivered those set pieces. He got 2 assists in that game. I actually think it was a game where Crystal Palace's midfield had the better of our midfield, Wharton and Kamada. In the same way that Forest midfield with Anderson, they got the better of us. But Bruno's still delivering those game-changing moments. That's what I would say. Despite frustrations around his performances from central midfield, he's still very much influencing and impacting the game, which is what Bruno does. But if it is Bruno, I hope that has to go to Cobby. You could play Ugarte there if you wanted to. Why on earth would you do that against West Ham? I'm fully expecting West Ham to replace Paqueta with Susek, and to have like a midfield three of like this scabby midfield three. But there are 2 concerns. Let me see what you're saying down here. Gus is saying, guys, I love Mainoo, but Bruno's the best midfielder in the world. How can you bench Bruno for Cobby? No one will do this in football. I don't think anybody has ever really suggested benching Bruno for Cobby. But Cobby is the biggest loser from United only having 1 game a week. If we had Champions League football this season, I don't really think there'd be any issues going on here. I'll be totally honest, not in terms of game time. Hey, the results might not be there, but in terms of game time, we wouldn't really be having these conversations around Cobby. That's the kind of the way I feel it. What are we going down here? One of the reasons why Amorim keeps persisting with playing Bruno deeper is because he's the only one who can switch balls left to right and diagonally. It's an important part of the game. I actually love those balls. Man, I could go back right now and watch like a 5-minute compilation of Scholes picking up the ball like 10, 15 yards in front of his own box and just pinging a ball. But the accuracy was freakish from Scholes, man. You know, players, when they're running and they don't have to break a stride, when the ball just drops into their stride. Man, that was good. Anyway, there's 2 injury concerns. We don't know who they are. I suspect one might be Bruno, but we'll find out. But somebody who's back, that's the wrong one, is Cunha. And if it is Xerxes, then, but I suppose that kind of drops straight in. Because we had conversations in the starting, well, I had conversations with myself, I suppose, about the starting 11 tonight. Like, Xerxes scored, Mount scored, but then Cunha's back. Like, what happens? Like, do you bring Cunha straight back into the starting 11? Do you give Xerxes and Mount the opportunity to start? Well, if Xerxes is injured, then it kind of makes itself. It wouldn't be the best position for Cunha. I don't like Cunha in number 9 by comparison of him as one of the inside forwards, but it is what it is. Captain T1 is saying, enjoy the game, his peoples. Except you too. I'm hoping for a convincing win in a game controlled and dominated by the Red Devils. 4-1 win like the good old days. I mean, it would be nice. let's be honest. Sunderland aside, beating Sunderland at home isn't for everyone. But Sunderland aside, I can't remember too many. Even the Brighton game was just incredible first half, and then just okay, we kind of reverted to character in the second half. We won 4-2, but we made it nervous when we didn't need to. That's what I really want tonight to be. I want tonight to be as boring and win as possible. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not like a Louis van Gaal style 74% possession and one shot on target sort of win. But I don't want West Ham to have a shot on target, man. That's what I want to see tonight. Screw West Ham. The set pieces are going to be the danger points, I think. Bowen, whoever is playing down that left-hand side, you just got to stop their threat. I don't know how much Bowen drifts when he plays. I don't know how much West Ham actually, sometimes you can chop and change who's on the left and the right wing to try and, maybe not. Yeah, I'd love a clean sheet tonight. And a routine win. But Cunha, right? I know a win's a win, and I'm not going to complain if United win. I'm not going to come here and just, that was a messy result. If United win, then good, job done. Just make it easy for yourself, lad. Right? Don't make it like a bleep test tonight. Just a gentle 5K jog. I know it's a really stupid analogy. John, you're saying Bruno Bowen's an underrated player? He's not even slightly underrated. Bowen is by far and away West Ham's best player. Has been for a long time. Is loyal to West Ham. Probably to a fault because he shouldn't be there this season. He won't be there next season. But he stayed there kind of longer than I thought he would. Anyone else think that Bowen strikes you as a Spurs player? I could just see that. I don't know why, but I could just see Bowen at Spurs easy. I suppose Mohamed Kudus is down their right-hand side. Yeah, maybe that's unfair. Cunha, right? Amorim was speaking about Cunha. I think some of you have said this in the chat, and I've thought it's partly correct. He was basically, Amorim was explaining that Cunha, sometimes, man, he thinks a little bit too much about the goals and the assists and the numbers. Rather than just the influence he has on the team. I think I can only speak about my perspective here on how I've seen Cunha so far, because we've spoken about him quite a few times. I said I'm not particularly worried about the lack of direct goal input. Obviously, he got his first goal against Brighton. I was really happy for him to do that. But I just felt that we were a better footballing team with Cunha in the side. And the same goes for Šeško. I think both of them make us a better attacking outlet unit. And we create more with both in the team. Obviously, the actual final touch, he'll want more of that. Of course, there'll be a quiz today. Come on. Actually, that's a good point. Let me pin the... How'd you get that? Can I do that? No. That's so stupid. Right. One sec. Here is today's quiz link. Here is today's quiz link. That was bad. Need a better jingle than that. Right. I'll pin that to the chat now. Replace pin message. Bam. Right. End of the show. 5 question quiz. There'll be a prize for the winner, just like there is every single day. And don't worry, the anthem's back. But yeah, let's talk about Cunha a little bit more. I fully agree with Amorim. I don't fully, I suppose. It's not really something to agree with or disagree with. He's just explaining that he's been struggling because he's been focused too much on the goals, on the assists, rather than just the overall influence he has on the team. Because I know that there's there's some of you in the comments who have been saying Cunha's kind of trying too hard, head down. He's not sometimes looking up and trying to find a teammate. He's trying to do a little bit too much himself. And maybe that's what it is, right? Let me see what you're saying down here. Gabe, you're saying Cunha is attracting all the attention. on him, giving Mbeumo the chances to score. That's why we've seen Mbeumo score when Cunha's on the field. I'm looking forward to getting it back. Oh, man, I'm looking forward to getting that front three. Jeez. Just stay fit, lads. Stay here until next season and give me that front three of Cunha on the left and Mbeumo on the right, Šeško up front, and then a midfield of Elliot Anderson. Bruno? Maybe, maybe not. Someone else. Just give me a revitalised and new midfield behind that front three, and let's just have fun next season. I could really get used to watching Manchester United be a good football team. I really could. From an attacking perspective, like, I know that we've been conceding left, right and centre this season, but remember that goal scoring was a big-ass issue for United last year. Look at us relative to the league now, right? Arsenal up there, 27 goals scored. This is the right one, by the way, goals forward. City there with 32, Villa with 20, Chelsea 25. You can see United right there in the mix, 21. 4 goals less than Chelsea, more than Villa. City running away with it, but we're scoring plenty this season. The issue for us, actually, more is being clean sheets. We're conceding too many goals. 20 goals. Nearly triple the amount that Arsenal are conceding. Damn, that's ugly. But from a goal scoring perspective, much, much better. Right? Let me see what you're saying down here. Dazzy saying, I wanted to drive at West Ham tonight. I hope there's going to be the space. I fear that this game's going to get a little bit suffocated, if I'm being completely honest. I don't know. I really, really don't know why West Ham would come to Old Trafford tonight and play expansive football. Like, I just don't know why they would do it. The blueprint on how to beat United at Old Trafford is not that. Unless you've got the players, the real like quality players, and you're just a better footballing team. But that's not West Ham. It's not in a season where they've sacked the manager, got a new manager in, then they're still up and down underneath Nuno. All they got to do is look at what Everton did and repeat it. Get a goal within the first 25. Sit back into a shape. The worst thing that can happen tonight is United concede in the first 20 minutes. That would be bad news, right? That would be bad news. What are we saying down here? Rex is saying it'll be a low block with counter-attacks, maybe some set pieces too. It's going to be basic football, and it might work for West Ham. If they do it right, it might work. They get a corner in the first 15 minutes, and they get a good delivery in, and they nick a header. Bam. Now you set up shop. And now you go deep. Now, let's move on. Let's speak about Yoro. Yeah, it's Gungshi. Good morning to you, dude. Was it good evening? Where's it in Taiwan? 6 hours ahead? 7 hours ahead? 8 hours ahead? Can't remember. Thank you so much, dude, for gifting 10. What should we go for? Christmas gift. Let's press that one. This turns into some sort of like mastermind mood lighting. Look at that. Man, I know I've said this a few times now. This looks sick. I'm so happy with how this looks now. I wanted to upgrade that camera for a long time. I don't know why I didn't. But I have done now. And I just think everything comes across a little bit better. And those lights too. Lovely. Lovely. Right, can we speak about this man? Yoro. Well, it's not really about me speaking about him. It's more about what Amorim said. Because I did a video this week where I just wanted to do a video in support of Yoro. I could see that he was struggling after the Crystal Palace game. And Ruben spoke about him. So this is what he had to say about Yoro right now.
He thinks too much. He makes some mistakes in the game and then he struggles because he's too young and he wants to do everything so well. And he's growing. He's growing in one moment that everyone here is growing with games, with setbacks. So it's not easy for him as a young guy. Of course, he cannot give that to the people the way he came to the bench. So he understands that, but he was really frustrated. On the good side, he shows that he cares, and he was knowing that it was not the best game, but he did some things well, and I show him that also. So he's fit and ready for the next challenge.
So effectively, what Ruben is saying about Yoro is he's kind of taking taking it all a little bit too much to heart? Would that be a fair sort of assessment? Like, that's kind of what it looked like on the bench. Like, he obviously sat there and in his head he was thinking, oh man, I've done that. I've made that mistake. I've given that penalty away. It's probably going to be my fault that we've dropped points. Yeah, that's on one hand, you can definitely look at it at that point. He looked upset with himself, and I like that. Like, he's not just going to glaze over it and just like move straight on. But at the same time, I think Ruben's kind of making it clear there that he probably feels that Yoro, in terms of as you mature, you're able to maybe let go a little bit more. You know, in the same way that it's always said that it's better to, like, don't make the highs too high and don't make the lows too low. Kind of balance yourself out a bit more. If you score a hat-trick, like, enjoy it for the moment, but don't be buzzing about it for a week. If you get a red card, don't go into a pit of despair for 4 days. Like, it's bad, but you'll recover from it. And maybe that is it's probably linked to his age. Because at that age, you've probably got less experience of it, so it hits harder. Whereas as you get older and you've done it more times, the impact of it becomes a little bit less. You make a mistake and you can kind of like brush past it a little bit quicker. Corey saying, is Amorim's emotional side rubbing off on him? I think every football player will be, not every football player, that's kind of why they fall out, but I think will be slightly reflective of the manager that they have. Just like I think every football player is reflective of the situation of their club. Hence why so many United players have been lost, like just lost at sea for like quite a few years because of the stability of the football club wasn't there. And I think the players were reflective of that. Let me see what you're saying down here. Alex, you're saying it's trying to be level-headed. It's not a case of being like, it's trying to almost disassociate yourself a little bit from what you're doing. I think that's probably what he's going to be teaching himself. And I've left Yoro out of the team tonight in my starting 11. Not in a case of like, oh, he's awful, drop him. But in a case of clearly it's getting to him, right, cool, we'll take you out the spotlight. It's not a you being dropped thing. We've got a small squad. We can't start every player every single week. And there's a lot of players who are frustrated. But we'll just give Mazraoui a chance here, who's going to be going to AFCON in a couple of weeks' time anyway. Then we'll bring you back in. And it gives him a little bit of a chance to step out of the spotlight and maybe relax a little bit. I don't think that would be a bad thing to do tonight. It's actually what I think should happen. Let me see what you're saying down here. What does that mean about Bruno, considering he was like that before Amorim even arrived? Hey, look, Bruno's always had his heart in his sleeve, man. Part of the reason why I love him, but also probably one of the biggest weaknesses of his game when he lets his emotions get out of control and the opposition can take advantage of it. Did a bit. What are you saying down here? I hope Mata and Harry give him some support. Mata? Do you mean Delict? I think so. Rofi, you're saying Yoro will come good in the future? Dude, Yoro's already come good.
He thinks too much. He makes some mistakes in the game.
Calm down, Ruben. He's already come good. He's having a little bit of a rough patch. I think just leaving him on the bench for the West Ham game. Look, we play Wolves in 3 days' time. You can probably start there. I don't think that would be a bad thing. I've been speaking about this quite a lot. He was asked about, playing Shaw as a wing-back. Now that Martinez is back in the squad and is available, is there a possibility, I suppose, that he starts at left centre-back and Luke Shaw goes wing-back? Which I think should happen at some point, right? Should happen at some point. He's saying, look, it's different. You've got to train in that position before you consider it. So kind of sounds like he's poo-pooing it a little bit there. I really do think there'll be a point when we see Shaw at left wing-back. Even if it's only for a game, even if it's only for 45 minutes inside a game. Like when we make a sub later in the game, that might be when we get to see it. Maybe in this game. You might see Martinez come on for the last 20 and then Shaw go out to left wing back. I don't know. I'd like to see it. Right? Infinite saying the Menti link just shows the Cantona pick right now. Yeah, of course it does, because I'm not starting the quiz. But that is the link for the quiz. So once we go there, if you pop back to it, The quiz will be started, but you have the link for it now, right? Yeah, Kim, I agree with you there. Talking about Bowen being the real threat. Unless we go forward and speak about that now. Did my starting 11 yesterday. Let's run through this, okay? What do you think the team will be, okay? I think this is what I had down as my starting 11. Now, as I said there, I have Mazraoui down for Yoro, which it just feels like the right call. Just because there's a little bit of spotlight on Yoro from this week, from his reaction to going on the bench. And I think it would just protect him a little bit. Then get the conversation about the West Ham game. You'll bury what happened against Crystal Palace, and then you can bring him back fresh against Wolves. I think that'll be good. Injury concerns, we don't know who they are. It might be Fernandes. I've heard it might be Xerxes. So hypothetically, right? Let's say it's those two. Let's say Xerxes an injury, so he won't be in the starting 11, and Fernandes. What two players are you bringing in? Because it might just be a case of Cobby coming in there and Cunha going there. That could happen, right? I've actually mentioned this before, but if that is I don't think this will happen, by the way, but if it is Xerxes and if he is injured, I'd do this. I put Mbumo further forward. I put Mount on the right and I put Cunha there. But we don't know who's out. So I suppose, yeah, there's not really too much point. Because we could kind of guess about everybody being out. Maybe nobody will be. Maybe that starting 11 will be there. Although if you think about like players who could change how we play, probably the wing backs. And probably Bruno. I think so. What else are we saying down here? Is it a good idea to change a team too much? I don't think he would have changed a team. Well, this is the first week where we're going to have 3 games a week in a while, isn't it? We've had 1 week's rest between all of them. What are we saying down here? Ironic how our wing backs have become centre backs. Our wing backs have become. Oh, you mean the old school wing? I get you from last season. We'll get you. What are we saying down here? Oh yeah, you can't see Lacey. Not Lacey. We have a goalkeeper. You just can't see him on the screen. There's Senny. Don't worry about it. What we're saying down here. But yeah, I think basically, I don't know who's going to replace Paqueta. But it could be Susek, and it could well be that they just play like a really stinky, heavy midfield 3 of Potts, Magassett, and Susek. Who else could they bring into the team? Let's have a look. They could bring in Guilherme. I mean, you could have Fulkrug for Wilson. I don't know whether Wilson's fit enough to play 2 games. I've got no bloody idea. But you could, in theory, see this. You could see Fernandes drop further into midfield and then get Guilherme out there wide. So they actually have 2 wide men and an actual bit of width. That'll be where you realise, are West Ham coming to actually try and really hit on the counter, or are they kind of trying to effectively score on by set piece? It's who replaces Paqueta. If it's Fernandes dropping deeper and Guilherme goes to the left wing, they're probably going to be a little bit more attacking. If it's Thomas Susek coming in and Fernandes stays wide, then they're probably going to be playing a little bit more defensive. Yeah. Mate, United score first tonight. I swear to God. Score first tonight. Anybody watching the cricket in the comments by any chance? What's going on? I'd love to go to an Ashes at some point. Why does someone always bloody ring me during a show? God damn. Only 45 minutes in a day, you can't ring me. Every single day. Let me see what you're saying in the chat. Delo versus Bowen makes me anxious. I'll be honest, I'd be quite happy with that. Bowen is their threat, and if we have Delo and Shaw out on that left-hand side, I think I'll take that. Right? I'll take that. Everyone's enjoying the cricket because England aren't folding. Makes a change. Right. What's your should we see if we can get a prediction up in here? Start a poll. Prediction. I've got no idea what the result of this poll is going to be. Joe Root with a little cheeky ton. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Right. What do you think it's going to be? My prediction was 2-0. Right? That was my prediction. Big up to Parry, by the way, who's our in-house designer making these posters. He does like custom fonts and like, I just love them. They're all very, very unique and very original. And I think that's one of the things I always love. Try and push across the team. Try and be as original and as creative as you can, lads. I love what he does. So everyone say big up to Parry. But my prediction was a 2-0 for United. By the way, the quiz is coming next, so don't be going anywhere. Blazing Runner, you're saying 2-1 United, Bruno and Mbeumo. 3-0 says Toby. 2-1 says Siraj. 2-1 says Alex. 3-1 says Maven. 4-0 says Nashman. 3-1 says John and Mamu. 5-0. Someone else says 1-0. Oh, someone down there. You're talking about posters. Well, ladies and gents, shall I show you one now? Yeah, I'll show you one now. Right. 1 sec. We have been working, I think I've told you this a while ago, on the merch. We've still got all like the original t-shirts and the hoodies that we made a long time ago. But I realised that, you know what I'd love to do more of and actually focus on the merch side of things? I'd love to do posters. Because I think posters you can keep at a pretty reasonable price and you can do some real quality. So again, we've been working on a lot of posters for quite a while. And we're nearly at the point... We're a little bit late, I'll be totally honest. I wanted to get this all done before Black Friday actually happened, but it's 4th of December. So fingers crossed. I'll show you one here. One that we've got ready for Fergie. So these are all like completely original designs made by us. And this one here is the Fergie one. How class would that look in this? Man, this chair's too heavy. This chair's way too heavy. But this is the Fergie one. So these are going to be released at some point. We've got 8 different designs down here. Can't show you them all. We've got one for Fergie. We've got one for Rooney, Cantona. We've got one for Park. Oh, man, the Park one is my favourite one. Shall I show you the Park one? I want to show you the Park one. Man, I love this one. Look how cool that looks. It's got a really nice texture on it as well. Can you see the texture? Not really, I suppose. But these are all going to be completely unique, completely different, completely original. All designed by us. Nothing to do with AI. Oh. And we're going to try and make them as affordable as possible, because that was one thing I was quite annoyed about with the merch. Like, just with the cost of production going up so much, like the price you had to put a hoodie at just kind of felt unreasonable. Steve, they will be coming framed, they'll be coming unframed, but they're all completely original, completely unique, and as different as possible. So that's a couple of them. We've got 8 different ones, and I hope you're... Man, there's someone else is ringing me now. God damn it. Someone's always knocking on the door or ringing the phone. But yeah, they're coming off. some point soon, so keep your eyes peeled. Now, ladies and gents, shall we? I think we shall, right? It's quiz time. Here's quiz. Come on. Yes, Starsky and Hutch is back. Starsky and Hutch is absolutely back. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, I'm worse than bloody Roy Keane with the phone. Mine's on silent, though. You showed the poster. Someone's already on the phone. Yeah, they're going to be shipped all around the world. I imagine... I know you can get them ship framed all around the world. And fingers crossed they'll come, but that's obviously down to the couriers. Right. Let's get the quiz on the go, all right? So there's 123 of you waiting. I think we had 150 yesterday. Oh, the poll replaced the link. One sec. Let me close the poll. 91% of you, by the way. 91% of you are saying United win. Now, I really bloody hope that you're right, okay? You should be able to see the link now. I think the poll just kind of got rid of it. Look at the... Look at the pinned comment in the chat. Dowski is saying the poster designs on a Christmas sweater. Yeah, they're not particularly Christmassy. I should have worn my Christmas one. I'm so crap with the bloody merch sometimes. I really am. It's not my fault. Actually, that's a lie. It's completely my fault. My bad. But anyway, shall we? Can't remember what the prize is. I don't know what the prize is today, but it's another one, right? Let's get on with the quiz. Right, we've got 184 of you waiting. Let's see if it's a good one. This is my new favourite part of the day, man. I'm telling you that. Are you ready? Question 1. If you haven't played before, fastest finger first. Whoever answers quickest gets most points. 5 questions. There's a leaderboard. Whoever's top of the leaderboard at the end, they win a prize. There you go. All right? Let's go. Question 1. Which current United player was signed in 2014 under Louis van Gaal? Heaton, Delot, Shaw or Maguire? Man, this song's good. Right. Should be an easy one here to start. Course. Well, that is not a course. Delot was signed by Mourinho, I think. Shaw. 2014. Damn. Right. Let's see who got that. Jumps. Is it Jumps? Oh, main man. I like how some of you answer in the chat as well. That always makes me laugh. You're not going to get any points for that. Main man, you are the main man right now. That's a very appropriate name. Let's see if you're the main man after question 2. Right? 3, 2, 1. Next question. The West Stand at Old Trafford is commonly known as the scoreboard end, home end, or Stretford end. Now, if you misclick that one, you can close and you can just never come back. Someone's going to do it. Who's going to do it? How many people are going to do it? 17 of you. Oh. There's 23 people who are never going to tune in to another show. That's the end of it. Right, come on. Is main man still the main man? We'll find out. Oh, he may well have just got usurped there. He's not the main man anymore. There's 3 men who are more main than the main man. Jumps is top after 2. Right? Question 3. You ready? Go. Which United player is currently on loan at West Bromwich Albion? Is it Amas, Vitek, Rashford or Collier? Marcus Rashford's having a cracking season at West Brom, man. Just played Norwich the other day. Banged in a hat-trick. Nailed it. Does everyone know it? Most of you. Amas is on loan at Sheffield Wednesday. Vitek is at Bristol City. And Rashford's at Barca. It is Toby Collier. Well, he's not played that much because he's been injured. What are we looking like after 3? These are good questions, Alex. I like this. Amas is at Wednesday. Right. Leaderboard's looking like this. We've got a new leader. Ooh. Abhinav. An 8-man up there at the top after 3. He's getting tense. It's getting tense. We've got one more before we get to the dramatic music. All right, one more. I love how fun these quizzes have actually turned out. It's a good idea. Thanks all for tuning in, by the way. Right, question 4. You ready? Who has made the most progressive passes for United this season in the league? Cunha, Fernandes, and Bumo or Ahmad? I know who I'd go for. I'd be surprised if it's not him. Is it him? I reckon so. Yeah. I would have went for Bruno. I definitely would have went for Bruno. 120 of you agree. I'm not surprised that it's Bruno. Of course it's bloody Bruno. Right. Where are we after 4 questions then? Because we need this bad boy now. Come on. It's that time of the day. Going into the last question, we've got Abhinav, who's topped by what? 25, 40 points ahead of Aaron. But we've seen it yesterday, right? We've seen it yesterday. Anybody can win. You've got to read the question on the 5th one because they're always tough questions, all right? You ready? It might be difficult. Question 5. Who was the last person to score at Old Trafford for United versus West Ham in the Premier League? Was it Højlund, Rashford, Fernandes, or Garnacho? Who would I go for? I think I know who I go for. I think I go for Højlund. Ah, it's Garnacho. Man, damn it. 57 of you went for him as well. I remember the goal, but he must have scored later in the game. Anyway, it was Garnacho. So who won? That was hard. Abhinav, you got it right. That might mean that we've got a winner up there. Yeah, we do. Congratulations to him. Abhinav, you are the winner. Ebe, you came in there and you were fastest, but just not quite enough. Abby's the winner. Natasha, you finished 87th. Well, you've got some work to do, Natasha. You've got quite a lot of work to do there. Rex, you came 27th. We like that. But no one cares because there's only one winner here, and it's Abby. Ibuka saying, these questions are hard, man. It's supposed to be. The questions get harder as the quiz goes on. It makes it more interesting. Abby, well done. Make sure you get in contact with Alex or Maddie on Discord, all right? Shody, you finished 146th. Yeah, you need to go back to the drawing board, mate. Just do a little bit of research today. Right. West Ham tonight. I might do a lunchtime video. I'm not quite sure. I always like doing a lunchtime video. But we'll find out. Thank you all for tuning in. If you can, please drop a like on the video. And if you are new here, can you subscribe? Get involved. Oh, balls, I forgot. We've got the PS5 raffle now. It's ready. We'll do that tomorrow. All right, we'll do that in tomorrow's show. But the PS5 raffle has started. No one's obviously bought any tickets. Remember that 100% of proceeds are going to Great Ormond Street Hospital. It's going to be our sort of community way of giving back this Christmas. And then I'll buy a PS5 for the winner separately. I'll give you the link for that tomorrow. I better be here after United win against West Ham, I swear to God. Tonight's the night. Take advantage of the opportunity. I want a 2-0 professional, comfortable win. That's what I want to see. We'll find out. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for getting involved in the quiz. And Abby, congrats. Mate, tomorrow, yeah, quiz, raffle, and map day. And celebrating United beating West Ham. Tune in tomorrow.